Let's discuss fish, rich in healthy omega-3s, protein, and vital nutrients. It could be the key to a joyful heart and a smoothly functioning body. However, before you take a bite, there's an important fact you should be aware of. Not all fish are created equal, and selecting the wrong type can be more detrimental than beneficial. In today's discussion, we'll explore 7 types of fish you should avoid. We'll also highlight some of the best fish choices. Additionally, we'll offer crucial advice on how to purchase fish wisely. Furthermore, we'll disclose a popular fish often found on restaurant menus that can live up to 150 years. However, we recommend avoiding this particular fish. The reason is that if a fish has lived for 150 years, it has been accumulating toxins throughout its life. When these toxins enter your bloodstream, they can cause significant damage to both your body and brain. Before we start, could you please do us a small favor? Click on the thumbs up to help us share information about preventing heart disease. Also, ring the bell to keep up with our newest videos. We want to ensure you receive the most current information to help you lead a long, healthy life. Number 7, tilapia. Tilapia ranks as one of the most favored fish in the United States. However, there is an important reason to reconsider consuming tilapia: its omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Omega-6 and omega-3 are crucial fatty acids required by the body. However, an imbalance with too much omega-6 and insufficient omega-3 can cause inflammation. This imbalance also raises blood pressure and enhances the risk of heart disease. Regrettably, tilapia contains a high level of omega-6 and a low level of omega-3. Indeed, tilapia is known for having one of the least favorable omega-6 to omega-3 ratios among fish. What's more concerning is that imported tilapia frequently does not meet safety standards. The U.S. FDA has identified several exporters who consistently ship tilapia containing levels of harmful chemicals that are considered unacceptable. Certain chemicals are utilized to manage parasites in fish farming operations. However, these substances can be carcinogenic and have been prohibited in numerous countries. Despite this, some fish farmers still employ these chemicals and sell their products discreetly. In a similar vein, tilapia imported from other countries might have elevated levels of antibiotics. The excessive use of antibiotics can result in antibiotic resistance. This is an increasing issue for human health. Therefore, when you're thinking about choosing tilapia as a healthy fish choice, you might want to reconsider. Opt for one of the healthier alternatives that we will explore later in this video. Number 6. King Mackerel. While other types of mackerel are deemed healthy, it's best to steer clear of king mackerel. The primary concern with this fish is its high mercury content. Mercury is a harmful metal that builds up in the body. This accumulation can cause severe health issues, including damage to the nervous system, kidney problems, developmental delays in children. King mackerel specifically contains higher amounts of mercury than many other fish. It is a predatory species. This indicates that it is at the top of the food chain and feeds on other fish. As a result, these fish gather more toxins over time, like PCBs and other harmful substances. Even when a chemical has been prohibited for many years, it can remain in the environment. It continues to build up in the fatty tissues of these fish. This is why king mackerel should be avoided. To clarify, we are referring specifically to king mackerel. It's important to note there are several varieties of mackerel. Other varieties, like Atlantic mackerel and Atka mackerel, contain less mercury. They are also rich in omega-3 fats, which help combat inflammation. Both Atlantic and Atka mackerel are considered overall healthy choices. Number 5. Orange Roughy, also known as slimehead, has an exceptionally long lifespan, reaching up to 150 years. They take about 30 years to fully mature. Because of this, the fish you eat is likely around 30 years old. Over such a long life, they accumulate toxins. These can include significant levels of contaminants like mercury. As we have previously discussed, mercury is harmful to humans. Mercury is often the main contaminant talked about. However, orange roughy can contain various other toxins that have accumulated in the ocean over time. For instance, during a 2004 research trip, scientists collected orange roughy fish aged between 1 and 139 years. Analysis of these fish revealed the presence of not only mercury but also arsenic, cadmium, and lead. These substances are often referred to as the Big Four in the context of heavy metal poisoning. These toxins enter our bodies through the food we consume. They gradually make their way to fatty tissues, where they start accumulating. They bind to fats and trigger inflammation, which decreases cellular function and leads to fatigue, brain fog, and depression. This inflammation also affects the walls of arteries, a significant factor in heart disease development. One study interestingly noted that male orange roughy fish show higher contamination levels than females. This may be because females can expel some of their contaminants when they lay eggs. Additionally, there is a concern regarding orange roughy being overfished. This means that their numbers are dwindling due to excessive fishing. This depletion significantly impacts biodiversity and disrupts ocean ecosystems. We've already discussed mercury. Now, let's briefly review other fish high in mercury that you should avoid. The fish ranking 4th, 3rd, and 2nd are swordfish, shark, tilefish. These fish are known to have high mercury levels because they live for a long time and are predators. Before the 1950s, the understanding of mercury poisoning was limited. This changed when researchers began to explore why certain populations had high death rates. Now it is known that mercury found in fish is associated with a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. It also relates to problems with the immune system and disruptions in the endocrine system. It is important to mention that fish from the Mediterranean basin contain unusually high levels of mercury. This is in comparison to fish from the Atlantic Ocean. The Mediterranean is thought to hold about 50% of the world's mercury resources. Research published in the Journal of Environmental Research shows that this region has been under study for over 2 decades. This research focuses on how fish in the Mediterranean have higher mercury levels than the same species found in the Atlantic Ocean. A similar pattern is seen in seabirds. Eggs from birds in the Mediterranean basin have 3 to 4 times more mercury than those in the Atlantic. Interestingly, this is precisely where the island of Sardinia is found. Sardinia is one of the world's 5 blue zones. In these zones, people have some of the longest lifespans and the lowest rates of disease globally. On the island, residents consume a moderate amount of fish. However, they primarily eat smaller fish such as sardines, anchovies, and cod. These fish are younger and occupy a middle position in the food chain. Therefore, they contain lower levels of mercury and other toxins. Shortly, we'll discuss more about what indicators to consider when selecting fish. Number 1. Eel. Consuming eel can often be considered a delicacy, particularly in sushi dishes. However, it's not recommended. You might already know that both raw eel and its blood are toxic to humans. That is correct, yet it can be resolved by cooking. The main issue with eel, however, is their capacity to absorb a high amount of toxins from their surroundings. For instance, research featured in the scientific journal Chemosphere revealed that dye from the clothing and textile industries can enter the tissues of eels. This can then be transferred to humans who consume the eel. Researchers collected eels from 91 different sites in Belgian rivers, canals, and lakes. Tissue analysis revealed that 77% of these locations showed contamination with highly toxic clothing dyes. In Taiwan, studies have shown that eel populations contain high levels of cadmium poisoning. This heavy metal comes from the electroplating industry. Cadmium poisoning is linked to osteomalacia, a condition where bones become soft and weak. It is also associated with renal tubular malfunction, a form of kidney failure. Other research has detected flame retardants and plasticizers in eels that are meant to be eaten. Additionally, consuming eel is not sustainable. Many species of eel are endangered, and their numbers have drastically declined. This decline is due to overfishing and the destruction of their habitats. This trend is worsening as sushi and Japanese eel dishes gain popularity globally. Several eel species, including the European eel, are protected by international conventions. Attempts to reproduce eels artificially have not been successful. Consequently, eel populations are still decreasing. Hence, eels are the top fish to avoid consuming. On a brighter note, there are plenty of fish choices that are excellent for your health. Let's talk about them now. Healthier fish options. Some of the healthiest fish you can choose are salmon, tuna, sardines, anchovies, cod, trout. These fish are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s help reduce inflammation. They also lower the risk of heart disease. Additionally, they improve brain health. They also provide a good source of protein and other essential nutrients. Most importantly, nearly all types, except certain tuna, are low in mercury and other contaminants. Tuna offers beneficial potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B12. However, larger and older tuna may contain higher levels of mercury. To reduce your exposure, choose smaller, younger tuna like skipjack. Skipjack is commonly found in canned tuna, so look for it. Lastly, we must talk about wild-caught versus farmed fish in a video about fish. Wild-caught versus farmed fish. Wild-caught fish live in their natural habitat. In contrast, farmed fish are raised in artificial settings like ponds or cages. It is crucial to recognize that the health profiles of each type differ significantly. For instance, wild-caught salmon contains more omega-3 and less omega-6. These differences are important because they help prevent inflammation and the damage associated with it. Wild-caught fish generally have lower levels of contaminants, pesticides, and antibiotics. We have noted that consuming these substances can lead to health issues. This is particularly true with the increasing issue of antibiotic resistance. Therefore, we advise purchasing wild-caught fish whenever you can. You can identify wild-caught salmon by its deeper red-orange color, which is more vibrant than that of farmed salmon. Additionally, if you observe the whole fish, the wild-caught variant typically features a large fan tail. This is a result of swimming against currents. In contrast, a farmed fish often has a smaller tail due to spending its life in a confined pool. When purchasing whitefish fillets, ensure that the flesh is firm and the color is a translucent white. As a general guideline, opt for younger fish. These fish have had less time to accumulate contaminants. Indeed, a salmon that is only 5 years old has not had the opportunity to build up toxins the way a 100-year-old orange Roughy has. So, here are 7 types of fish you should avoid eating. Number 7, Tilapia. Number 6, King Mackerel. Number 5, orange Roughy. Number 4, swordfish. Number 3, shark. Number 2, tilefish. Number 1, eel. Choose instead fish with low contamination, such as wild-caught salmon, sardines, anchovies, cod, and trout. Be cautious with tuna. Choose skipjack or limit how much you eat. We hope you found today's video helpful. Do you have any questions or tips to share? Please leave a comment and share it with others in the Dr. Hello Elan Balance community. Please remember to like this video and hit the subscribe button. This ensures you stay informed as we release new videos. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a joyful and heart-healthy day.